Hello, this is lecture 17, Tungal School of Basic and Applied Sciences, Degree College, Jamkandi. I am Ramanjan sir, Department of Mathematics. So in continuation of lecture 16, as we have the four theorems in lecture 15 and 16, and the next theorem is now theorem 5. Right. The statement of theorem 5 is if limit extends to a, f of x exists, then it is unique. It is unique. So, any limit is existing for a function as x tends to a, then that must be unique. So, two limits cannot be existing for a function as x tends to a. So that even though we take the two limits are existing for the function, so we will see that it will be a contradiction. So finally we can conclude that the limit is existing for a function, it must be unique. See that its proof by taking the contradiction. Proof. Let limit f of x as x tends to a is equal to L. That limit is existing. It is should be is equal to L. If possible, assume that L1 and L2 be the two limits of f of x. We can assume that is limit f of x as x tends to a is equal to L1 and limit f of x as x tends to a is equal to L2. This implies L1 is equal to L2. As their LHS are same, so automatically their RHS will be equal, so that L1 is equal to L2. For contradiction to prove, assume that L1 is not equal to L2. This implies L1 minus L2 is not equal to 0. If both are equal, then L1 minus L2 is equal to 0. But here is L1 minus L2 not equal to 0, not equal to implies L1 minus L2 is not equal to 0. Let L1 minus L2 not equal to 0 means take it is to be positive. As it is to be positive, I was taken that L1 minus L2 is greater than 0, so that let epsilon greater than 0 be given, take L1 minus L2 is equal to epsilon, because it is positive value we have taken, its value may be now epsilon. Since limit f of x as x tends to a is equal to L1, then for each epsilon greater than 0, alternate definition of the limit, for each epsilon greater than 0, comma there exists delta 1 greater than 0, such that mod f of x minus L1 is less than epsilon by 2 for mod x minus a is less than delta 1. Also, limit f of x as x tends to a is equal to L2, then for each epsilon greater than 0, comma there exists delta 2 greater than 0, such that mod f of x minus L2 is less than epsilon by 2 for mod x minus a is less than delta 2. Let delta is equal to maximum of delta 1 comma delta 2. Then for each epsilon greater than 0, comma there exists delta greater than 0, such that mod f of x minus L1 is less than epsilon by 2 and mod f of x minus L2 is less than epsilon by 2 for mod x minus a is less than delta. Now, mod L1 minus L2, that means its value is to be positive, is equal to, one term can be add and subtract, mod L1 minus f of x subtract and f of x can be add, the next term is minus L2 as usual, is less than or equal to mod L1 minus, this is one function and this is one function, this is mod a plus b is less than or equal to mod a plus mod b, L1 minus f of x plus mod f of x minus L2. It is mod a plus b is less than or equal to mod a plus mod b, mod a plus mod b. So that now this is again is equal to mod f of x minus L1 as positive as mod we have plus mod f of x minus L2, and both are to be, this is less than or equal to epsilon by 2, it was there, plus the second term is also to be less than or equal to epsilon by 2 or less than epsilon by 2 exactly for mod x minus a is less than delta. These two are to be true for mod x minus a is less than delta. Next, both are, this value is less than epsilon by 2, this value is also less than epsilon by 2, means this is less than epsilon by 2 plus epsilon by 2 for mod x minus a is less than delta. This implies mod L1 minus L2 is less than epsilon, which is a contradiction. which is a contradiction, because L1 minus L2 is equal to epsilon, it was taken. So our assumption that L1 minus L2 is not equal to 0 is wrong or false. This implies L1 minus L2 is equal to 0. This implies L1 is equal to L2. So any limits are existing for the function, that the two limits are to be equal. Thus, if limit f of x as x tends to 0 or a exists, then it is unique. At theorem 6. If limit f of x as x tends to a is equal to L, then limit x tends to a of the mod function is equal to, its value is also to be positive. So limit f of x as x tends to a of mod x is equal to mod L itself. As the function is like this, its limit value may be plus or minus, whereas for the modulus function f of x, its limit also to be positive. Proof. Since limit f of x as x tends to a is equal to L, then for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0 such that mod f of x minus L is less than epsilon for mod x minus a is less than delta. This is all to be true. We have mod f of x minus mod L mod of x minus 5. We proved one of the theorem also is less than or equal to mod f of x minus L. So what it will be? Mod of a minus b is greater than or equal to mod of mod a minus mod L, like that we proved. It was there. It is mod of a minus b is greater than or equal to mod of mod a minus mod b. It was proved there. Or a reversal order, mod of mod a minus mod b is less than or equal to mod a minus b. So it was there. So that even here also mod of mod a minus mod b is less than or equal to mod of a minus b, which is less than epsilon for mod x minus a is less than delta. So finally this step is to be less than epsilon for mod x minus a is less than delta. That is from the previous step. For each epsilon greater than 0, comma, there exists delta greater than 0 such that mod f of x minus mod L is less than epsilon for mod x minus a is less than delta. So what is the notation for this? This limit is existing for the mod f of x, and this minus mod L goes to the right side. This only we need to prove, because limit of the modulus function is equal to the modulus of its limit value. So if the function is positive, then automatically its limits also to be positive. Next, methods of finding limits. Methods of finding limits. How can we find the limit of a function? There are some methods are there. The first one is the substitution method. So most all the methods you know in the lower classes. Just we have to take the expansion of that. Second one is factorization method. So third one is rationalization method. Rationalization method. Next, fourth one is formula method. So we have written some standard formulas in the beginning also. The fifth one is the L'Hospital rule. L'Hospital rule or method. L'Hospital rule or method. So this method can be used if limit f of x by g of x, the rational function, as x tends to a, will be is equal to 0 by 0 or maybe infinity by infinity. Then apply L'Hospital rule. So what is the L'Hospital rule at the time? Limit f of x by g of x as x tends to a is equal to limit x tends to a f dash of x by g dash of x. See that whenever in substitution method in the rational function, the limit value may be 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity. Later on, these two are called indeterminate forms. At the time, to find the limit of the function, limit x tends to a, differentiate the numerator and differentiate the denominator separately, and again put x is equal to a. And put x is equal to a. Even though if x is equal to a in the f dash of a, g dash of a, then it will be 0 by 0. Take the second derivative, f dash of x, f double dash of x by g double dash of x as limit x tends to a. So it will be continue till to get a numerical value. So to find LHL and RHL of the limit of a function, to find LHL, because the LHL and RHL to be used to find the limit. Sometimes if the function is to be defined in different parts of intervals, put x is equal to a minus h then x tends to a implies h tends to a 0. So limit f of x as x tends to a minus h is equal to limit x tends to h tends to 0 f of a minus h. So this a minus h can be replaced that x, so that f of a minus h as h tends to 0. To find RHL, put x is equal to a plus h, then x tends to a implies h tends to 0. Next, limit f of x as x tends to a plus h is equal to limit h tends to 0 f of a plus h. This is the RHL. Some note: if LHL and RHL exists and LH is equal to RHL, LHL is equal to RHL, then limit f of x as x tends to a exists. So LHL and RHL are to be found when the function is to be determined in different parts of intervals. Then we are using this LHL and RHL method. So these are the methods of finding out the limits that we can see in the problems. So thank you very much.